Technology investment fund Scalare Partners is now open for its ASX listing in October 2024 after ASIC revoked interim stop orders in respect to the prospectus and the target market determination. Scalare looking to raise up to $8 million for a market cap of around $26 million. Joining me now is CEO Carolyn Breeze. Let's take a step back. What are you doing here at Scalare, Carolyn?
Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation to come and talk about Scalare Partners and what we're doing. Scalare Partners is an early stage accelerator and services organisation that also happens to invest in early stage tech companies.
So you're basically on the hunt for around $8 million. How hopeful are you of this? And just tell us the process.
Yeah, so we're really excited to be open and being able to have conversations and talk to investors and retail investors about investing in early stage tech companies and the startup ecosystem here in Australia. It's a part of the ecosystem that is generally, ring fenced to VCs and funds, and so it's an exciting time for us to be able to talk about that and get it out into the broader market.
Where do you get revenue from currently? And I guess with the money that you're going to raise here, what are you hoping to do with it?
Yeah, so at the moment we get money from our accelerator programs, the fractional services and support that we offer, the startup ecosystem, mentorship, advisory services, memberships for some of our different platforms and programs, and also the uplift that we see in the investments that we make and any liquidity events that come from those exits. We also own the Australian Technologies Comp, which is a 14-year-old, really well-regarded, well-known tech comp, and Tech Ready Women. So we're very involved in the ecosystem, which is fantastic for us getting to know the best of the best in tech when we make those investment decisions. We're hoping that with the $8 million we raise, we'll be able to continue to grow these accelerator programs and digitize our services. We also want to expand into the US, which is super exciting, and take Tech Ready Women international as well.
You're also listing here through this reverse takeover of Candy Club Holdings. Just tell us about that and how this has come about to focus on Scalare Partners.
Yeah, we're really fortunate to come across Candy Club. That business isn't operational anymore and hasn't been for some time. So this is another way to be able to list onto the ASX, in a really easy and effective manner. So we're really lucky and fortunate that we came across that team and very excited just to get moving.
How much of a need is there for alternative, exposure to VCs?
Yeah, so early stage tech in particular seems to find it the hardest. A lot of the VC funds in Australia, I think there are over 220 now, not many of them focus on this very early stage of tech. They're more focused around those Series A and those larger check sizes. And so it does really need a lot of support, and it takes a village to get startups and scale-ups to grow and meet their visions. And so what we're doing at Scalare is bringing together all those different bits and pieces that startups need to be successful. So getting them access to mentorship and advisors, fractional services that are necessary to help them grow, awards like the Australian Tech Comp, and great accelerator programs like Tech Ready Women.
Are you worried, though, about how you might fare given if you look at what could be seen as your competition? I'm thinking of Touch Ventures. It's struggled since listing at 40 cents a share. It's now around 10 cents a share. Its investment portfolio worth around 25 million when it was looking for around 100 million.
We're really fortunate in that the Scalare model is unique. So we are a services organisation that supports startups and scale-ups to grow, and we also happen to invest. In addition to that, we're invested in 27 companies today. We invest in 6 to 8 each year. And when we do make those investment decisions, we've usually got to know those founders and those startups through one of the accelerator programs or the services that we provide. So we're really de-risking that investment model. These are smaller checks over a larger amount of investments into a portfolio than you would typically see in a VC fund.
And I just wanted to go back, Carolyn, to tech-ready women, because we know there are fewer women in CEO positions, in management positions generally, but also in STEM. How hopeful are you to turn things around with TRW, particularly as you mentioned your expansion into the US?
Yeah, Tech Ready Women is an invaluable part of the ecosystem. The program itself has been around for close to 7 years, and we run 2 to 3 cohorts a year at the moment. Every time we open applications and expressions of interest for the cohort, we receive, anywhere between 600 and 800 applications. So we know there's a real need in the market for that program. We know it resonates well with founders, and what they're really looking for at that time is the network and the confidence and the access to resources and mentorship that a lot of their male counterparts get in other areas. It's about that community and helping women bring those ideas to life and getting those businesses off the ground.
And as we mentioned before, you think there's a need for more in this space. I mean, you look at the likes of Bailador as well, and it's bought into Dash and also Updoc, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. And again, they're much larger check sizes, into that Series A, Series B. Whereas with our very hands-on model and how engaged we are and connected we are to the ecosystem, we get involved much earlier and really take a hands-on approach to the investments that we make.
How much of an interest have you seen, or when you have conversations with people so far, for buying into the listing?
Yeah, people are really excited, particularly those that haven't had access to, this type of asset before. Traditionally it's for sophisticated investors, and we know that that's been, reviewed over time and may change in the future. Or the only other way to access is through, VC funds who are writing these bigger checks on a smaller amount of investments. And so early stage tech is quite a lucrative, valuable asset that we're now able to bring to retail investors. And the feedback we're getting is overwhelmingly amazing.
And Carolyn, how far behind do you think Australia is when it comes to the likes of the US in this space?
Look, I think it's a very different market. Where I think we still have a lot of work to do is helping pave the way to help our Australian tech companies truly scale and become global, and kind of opening those doors to international expansion. And I think as an ecosystem, we kind of need to come together and help them bridge those gaps. And that's what we're trying to do at Scalare. We're trying to bring all those different pieces of the puzzle together, the village that it is that makes startups successful, and put it in one place so they can have all of that support and make that an easier journey for them.